All right, fellas, man. So, audience, we are here on Queasy Low Speaks podcast. I'm gonna introduce these two brothers to y'all. One that goes by the name of Mr. Lamar, and the other one is Mr. Carlton. Y'all introduce the world to yourselves and let y'all know who y'all are and what y'all got going on, in the city of Charlotte, man.
I'll let you go ahead and go first, Coach Carlton.
All right. My name is Carlton Parham. They call me Coach P. I have a nonprofit organization called the University City Wildcats here in Charlotte. We're teaching kids the fundamentals of basketball, helping them to get better. And that's what we're here to do.
About
That's
you,
it.
Lamar?
I'm gonna go by Coach Lamar. Same thing. We here to teach the kids how to get better, how to get them to develop to get to that next level. I know some kids, they think they're ready, based on the skills that they know of, but we're just here to give them the honest truth and the honest idea and the right opinions about how to get to that next level without just thinking of just in themselves, but just looking on the outside in.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real good point. So, just starting out, I know I spoke with Mr. Carlton, man, on the Uber ride. He probably told you about the story, the background of it, but me and him was just riding down the road, man, and on a regular, you see some wild things out here in the city of Charlotte. People not knowing how to merge, not knowing how to drive. And he got to cracking up about life, man. And the more me and him kept talking down the road, everything just started to mesh. And before you know it, I was just like, hey, man, I would love to just actually share the world with what y'all have going on, you know what I mean, as actually young black men, because you don't see too much of this nowadays. A lot of times leadership is missing these days as far as guidance goes. And it was just powerful just hearing this brother's message, man. And I was like, you know what? I would love to just have y'all on the podcast and really, man, just get y'all out there and let people know, like, this is what's happening. This is what y'all are offering out here, and how can we actually, have more of a bigger reach than what y'all currently have right now? You good?
Okay.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, he definitely told me about what's going on now. You guys got to talking about it and everything like that. And I feel that me and I'm talking about it too. And I feel that about this opportunity by being on the podcast and give us a little push and for the ones that don't know who we are, can actually see who we are as well and what we do by giving information so they see what we do as well.
And by the way, too, Lamar, I see you. I just followed you, by the way, man. So you got a clothing brand too, as well?
Yeah, it's not necessarily a clothing brand, but I do custom design. So anybody that knows anything custom wise, I try to put my skills to it. Just
Yeah.
Get them to inspiration on what they want.
It caught my attention because I was looking at the page because a lot of times you have people that actually end up following you, and I was looking at the page. I was like, man, I said, hold on, and I looked. I said, oh, they mutual. I said, this is who Carlton was actually talking about. So I went ahead and gave you a follow, man. And I like what you have going on because after we get off here a little later on, if you have any cars or anything like that, like I was telling Carlton, I know a good bit of people in the city, and they know a good bit of people as well. So I'm sure a lot of people will look forward to actually having your services, rendered to them. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Any way to link out with, no matter if it's the program what we got going on, if it's my business, I'm just here to help. So.
Hey, word. I can definitely respect that. So, to you, Mr. Carlton. So, let me ask you, what are y'all next steps as far as just building these young men into, future men coming up right now with the way that the world is, going right now? Like, what are some steps y'all going to take to, further their progression?
Well, the one thing that we really take pride in is not just being coaches, but also being mentors to kids too.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball is a tool,
Mm-hmm.
and we use life experiences and we, compare them to basketball.
Right.
We use them hand in hand. They go hand in hand,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't get too complex about it. It's simple. We tell these kids, you need to work every day. You need to work hard every day. You need to have a routine every day. You get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, you put school clothes on, you go to school. That's a routine. It's the same thing with basketball. You got to have a routine, and you have to want to do it every day. You got to put work in. We work You work, what I mean? We all work, but we were all beginners on our jobs at one point in time, and we had to learn, and we had to get better on our jobs to the point where we were good at it, and these are the examples that, we use. We talk about confidence and courage and integrity, being honest with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
Resiliency. We talk about all these things with these kids. It's not just about just basketball. They need these things. We encourage them, and they need these things, going forward in life, because I can really speak for me.
Mm-hmm.
My all my boys in my neighborhood growing up, they were the ones, that were my mentors.
Right.
And I'm not taking away anything from my mama. I mean, I loved her to death. You know what I mean? But when it came to stuff like that, I had my boys. You know what I mean? And their brothers were like our mentors. They like raise us. And it still takes a village to raise a child. You know what I mean? But there ain't too many villages going on. Everybody doing their own thing.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody doing their own thing. So, Coach Lamar and myself, we part of that village.
How did you and Coach Lamar like meet exactly? I think you had told me, but could you break that down for me? Like how y'all actually had met and got everything running?
Well, my first year, his son was in my program, and we lived in the same neighborhood. And then all of a sudden he wasn't there anymore. So I never asked him why. I didn't think about, I'm just still trying to get my thing going. So last year, I look on Facebook and I see him holding up his coach's card from Concord Rec. And I'm like, oh, where you coaching at, man? He said, Concord Rec. I said, what you doing? He said, basketball. And then, so I coached at the YMCA in Concord, and he coached at Concord Rec. Well,
yeah,
he won two. He won two. He won two championships with two different age groups. The younger guys and the 13, the younger boys and the 13 and 15-year-olds. I'm like, dude, this is his first year doing this, man. I said, man, let me go ahead and talk to him and see if he want to do this with me, man. And that's what I did. And he was like, yeah, he was on board. You know what I mean? No questions asked, man. He was on board, man.
Lamar,
I saw something.
My bad, Carlton.
No, you good.
Okay, I was gonna ask you something, Lamar. How were you able to win championships back to back with two different age groups? Did you got like a certain formula that you use as far as like how you actually take step by step? How do you do that?
Well, right off the bat, the Concord Rec, I got started Concord Rec. I saw my oldest son, he was in it at first. And I seen the coach that was coaching him. And I have basketball experience from when I played from growing up. I didn't play college, nothing like that, but I played a lot of AAU, a lot of street ball. I had a lot of great mentors coming up.
Yeah.
My dad played overseas 1 year in Turkey, so I got his knowledge as well.
Nice.
But when I seen some coaches out there coaching, trying to coach my older son, trying to get them feedback, they wasn't listening. So I was like, well, let me see if I can get into it and see where I can put my knowledge behind these kids and get them to understand a type of knowledge to where that's a great opportunity for them to win based on drills and the plays that I showed them.
Right.
And it worked. It worked. I had a great group of kids my first year. Some of them came within the program that we have now. That was the 13, 15-year-olds. We lost one game my first year. And we was top team. We won championship then. My younger squad was what grade? That was 8-year-olds, 18-year-olds. We didn't win the championship, but we got third place. But they still was developing, at a young age, they was developing the understanding, how it worked. But then, with the coach, like I said, when coach reached out to me, he seen me how I coach the kids, and I told him what was been going on, and getting his feedback combined it with my feedback with stuff. It kind of really works out with the program. I kind of convinced him to come to the rec league this year, just past year, and my team dominated again, the number one team again. But I mean, not to brag or anything like that, but he's a great coach as well too. But at the same time, it's like he's like, with kids, that's you give them the opportunity to learn something different every single time, no matter what coach it is. Some coaches got different, some coaches they coach differently, some coach the same, some kids have a different learning expansion. They might not comprehend right away, but we try to be easy for them. You know, so I was kind of lucky with some kids that could comprehend kind of easy. Some of them couldn't, but that's just the phase of the learning. Every kid is different.
Right.
So, but as far as my young kids this past year, they didn't do good as well. But the very last game, because this was their first time ever playing in a rec league.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they started to progress within as the season goes on. So, like you said, when we got together, with this program we got going on, we started seeing develop within the program we got going on. And I think last year we played 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't want to rush it right then and there because we knew as coaches that they wasn't ready.
Mm-hmm.
But when they were ready, we went out there. We went out to you probably heard of it, Carolina Hoop Fest. Down here, big thing down here.
That's huge.
The first game was an early game. Yeah, the first game was a very early game. We played that game, but it was some kids just waking up. Kids do video games. They might not got to sleep or nothing like that. They came in thinking they just gonna come in and hoop.
I remember
It didn't go out like that the first game. Yeah. But then that second game came around. We had a talk. We came to the second game. We dominated.
Mm-hmm.
We did what we had to do.
Mm-hmm.
So then I know coach. He coached longer than me. He let me coach both games, and it's just a great experience. It's a great experience. Just to be out there with those kids and coaching them and having them see what you tell them to do on the floor. It makes me proud. Okay, like y'all finally get it. Y'all doing exactly what we saying do.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. By that alone, me and him got that same mindset. As long as y'all staying within what we telling y'all, the guidelines telling y'all to do, you listening and you're not making too many mistakes, and just giving it your all out there and staying focused. Without that, it's just a great feeling, man. It's a great feeling. But I'm saying, like, me and him together, like we're a great team together. We're a real great team together.
I thought about something Coach Lamar that you and Coach Carlton just said just now. That's very important to me. That stood out when y'all were talking about just really having that discipline, on and off the court.
Right.
That really determines your outcome in life. Not just within the game itself, but also with how you move out here. The actual situations you put yourself in. Whether they are going to actually negatively impact you or positively. But them being able to sit back and look at y'all as not just coaches, but as father figures, as mentors, that's very powerful to have that in their corner. Because from what I could tell, within the next couple of years, man, y'all already have a powerhouse. So I'm just wondering this for the audience that's listening: are there going to be any other programs down the line that y'all will have, that can actually further self-develop these men into actually, adults? Like, say you have someone that's either trying to get like a job or something, or having just certain connections. How would they reach out to y'all in regards to that? Because there's going to be people asking, I'm assuming, and I'm going to have to make sure that I point them in a direction as far as IG goes. So they're going to be wondering, how can we get in touch with these guys? Because Charlotte is growing right now. You got over a whole lot of people in. So my thing is this: what else do y'all offer down the line? As far as what y'all doing right now with the coaching, like, do y'all offer like extended programs and other things that they can improve on?
Well, right now, we've been flying under the radar.
Okay.
For a couple of years. So now we're really just starting to branch out. 2 weeks ago, we were invited to a nonprofit event at the West Charlotte Rec Center.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time we were able to really be around other nonprofit organizations. I want to give a shout out right quick to my man Nate Freeman. He's my partner, my nonprofit partner. His nonprofit is called From One to Some, and he deals with kids in education and history and all that. But he invited us to come out. We set up a table, and we're finally part of that collective. That what you want to how you want to call it? I guess that nonprofit fraternity, so to speak.
Right.
You know what I mean? We finally got in, and we were the only sports program there for kids. They had a lot of like wellness and mental health.
Yeah.
And it was just it was a blessing, man. We met so many people, what I mean, and it's, oh man, it was wonderful. So now that we're out there, now we can see what other nonprofits got going on and how we can be a part of what they have going on too.
Exactly.
So that's one of the things that we have going on for the future, is really merging with these other nonprofits. It's all, like I say, it's all about these kids, and we may not be the ones who have the exact answer, but we can point you in the right direction.
Right.
And that's how it is right now. Right now, we offer basketball. Basketball is our opening. And we take that and we branch out.
Okay.
And that's the goal. I know in the future we're definitely going to be having our own tournaments. We're going to be hosting our own tournaments, for the community. It's a lot of basketball programs here in Charlotte, surrounding areas, and we want to do something big. That was one of the topics of discussion a couple of weeks ago, and these other nonprofits are like, well, coach, whatever you want to do, we got you. We got you.
That's support right there.
So, yeah. So, we're loving it, man. And we're so excited. Tomorrow, matter of fact, tomorrow's our first day of our workouts, man. So we excited, man. Yeah, from April 6th to September 14th, man. Every Saturday at Scarlet Athletics in Concord, man. We from 12 to 2. So we talking about 22 Saturdays, man. We're gonna grind it out with these kids, and we're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna work hard, man.
The age groups.
We're gonna work hard. 11 to 16.
Yeah, 11, 16.
Okay.
11 to 16. We have more older kids than younger kids.
Mm-hmm.
I believe this year I just had I didn't get a chance to tell my coach. This is the first time hearing it too. I had one of my kids that was on my rec ball team. I had 2 of my kids, including my son.
Yeah.
Because my son is there too.
Mm-hmm.
This kid, my coach, we always talk about, we had this one kid, all he liked to do is dribble. That's all he did, is just dribble. Never go to the basket and never do anything. And I always stayed on this kid.
Mm-hmm.
And my coach would tell him, look, man, let the game come to you. And he never listened. Mm-hmm. He never listened. But I talked to his mom today, and his mom signed him up, and he'll be there tomorrow.
That's nice.
Because
I was going to tell you, I got a guy that I met 2 days ago. The reason I was asking, he's 24 years old. He was telling me he got hurt, but he ended up bouncing back years ago. He's been wanting to play ball overseas. I asked him, I was like, who are you trying to reach out to? Like, who have you spoken to as far as you actually, going on to the next step? Because he works. He's a great kid from what I know when I met him. But I was just like, if you need help, I don't mind pointing him in y'all direction. I have whatever way y'all can actually help him, because he was telling me his story and his background. He's actually a Charlotte native. Y'all might know him. I don't remember his name, but I do have his Instagram, and I can share it with y'all. After this interview,
absolutely,
to reach out to him, see where he's at. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. I know we came across a young man too there at this event. A young man named Trey. How old is he, coach? Like 22?
I think it's like 23. Like
23? And he's been trying to get into coaching too. So we invited him to come out tomorrow. And my thing is this, and I'm pretty sure, because Coach and I had this discussion a lot.
Yeah.
To me, and I'm just being honest, I don't care how much basketball you play. I'm worried about how you want to react around these kids. You know what I mean? That's my focus. Yeah. That's my focus. You can have all the experience in the world, but and I know you can show my kids something, but what are you telling them? You know what I mean? Because if you're not on the same page with Coach Lamar and myself, then there's no place for you here, because we have standards, that we set, and we have rules that we abide by, as adults, and you just can't tell kids whatever. I'm not saying you can't be cool with them, because we have another young man named Kobe Scott. He attends
UNC Charlotte.
Yeah, UNC Charlotte. This kid, yeah, Kobe's like 20, 21 years old. He has game. He got game, man. He got game for days, but he's going to school to be a doctor.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's going to school to be a doctor.
Yeah.
He finally reached out to me yesterday to find out what time we were going to be there tomorrow. And I've been trying to get in touch with him, but he's been doing internships, hospital. So these are the type of people that we want to surround ourselves with, first of all.
Right.
And these are the type of people that we want our kids to be around.
Yes.
You don't have to play basketball. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. But you have to, first of all, you have to want to do it. Put in the work, no matter what it is. Put in the work and stay focused. And, the sky's the limit. You can be anything you want to be, do anything that you want to do, as long as it's positive, and when you get older, always get back to your community.
Right.
Always get back to your community. I told my son, I started this because of my son. He wanted to play basketball when he was 12. I was like, okay. I didn't like the direction he was going in with the team he was on. It was like the coach didn't want him to grow with him. He pretty much told my wife and I, well, next time he tries out, maybe he'll get put on the team with more playing time. Oh, so you don't want my son to grow with you? Okay, so I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start my own.
Yeah, I remember you told that.
And yeah, I'm gonna start my own. So but I did it to protect him.
Yeah.
I did it to protect him, and we're both parents. We're both parents. Both of our sons is in this program. You know what I mean? And when we're there, we're coach. When we're here, we're dads. And that's just how it is. We push them just like we push the rest of these kids.
Right.
Go ahead, coach. I'm sorry, man. I'm just talking. Go ahead, coach.
He like,
go ahead, coach.
Take the floor.
Do your thing. Do your thing, coach. My bad.
But yeah,
hey. He already know how I am, man. When I start talking about this thing, man, I can talk for days.
It going. Yeah. But nah, right, real quick though, to feed off of what Coach saying, like I totally, I'm saying, like the same type of path that he's doing, like I got my older son in this program as well. That's one of the reasons why I started coaching. Plus my younger son, who just he's starting to go be in the program too, as the first day. He was on my younger squads. But like I did this, like I said, same way I did it because of him, like because of those two, right? But other than that, we treat them the same as any other kid. They don't get no special treatments. If this is what they want to do, they have to work for it. We tell them all the time, like Coach was saying, like when it comes to basketball, that's like your wife. This is what you want to do. That's like your wife. That's like your best friend. So if this is what you want to do, you got to go out there. You got to basically kind of die for it a little bit. You got to go out there and go get it. You can't just go out there, just I'm gonna work out on the weekend on like what we got every Saturday. And then you don't do nothing during the rest of the week. And now you expect them to get the same result, or you expect them to try to get something different out of that one Saturday. So we get on them about that all the time. But I know some kids, but how the generation is, like these kids don't understand, like from us coming back then, we didn't have all these PS5s, all these new type phones, these tablets and all this stuff. We was outside playing,
all day.
We was inside, we watching TV. You know what I'm saying? So but now it's like these kids nowadays, they get so caught up in this electronic world. Sometimes, only a select few, they have that mindset. Some of them, they trying to get that mindset, but it's hard for them to get off of what they're used to, So we're just trying to get these kids, the motivation, to kind of get them to understand that this is what they really want to do. This is what you have to do it.
Right.
So that's all it really is. That's all it really is.
I love that because both of y'all are saying something. You're like, man, you can't just expect for me to put you in the game. You're not out here putting on work out in practice and out of practice, because one thing I learned over the years is that like how grades were very important. I seen how it actually affected other teammates of mine that were very good and they had opportunities. Right. Some of them did, they worked. Mm-hmm. They were able to actually, go on to the next step. You had some that were like, man, I'm too good. I ain't got to do none of this. And it affected them long-term because that same attitude carries them throughout life. And you won't get far like that feel like you ain't got to put in no work and you better than everybody. It's just like, man, keep striving, being able to actually just do the best you can, but get better, man, and push yourself and go beyond your limitations, because the only person that can actually limit you is yourself, you know?
Right. Absolutely right.
It's insane.
That's right.
Let me ask y'all this, coaches. So say for
Mm-hmm.
example, a parent come to y'all, right? And they may have a kid that's around like anywhere between, let's say like 10 or 15 years old. And they're like, hey, my child doesn't even, what I'm saying, they dribble the ball, but they don't know how to go about shooting and stuff like that. What advice or what would you recommend to that parent to do with their child, when y'all are not around?
Well, I get back up. So I know, but we dealt with some kids like that before in the program. We dealt, I think, with like 2 or 3 of them. I think we dealt with within the program. They didn't really know how to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
We do some drills with them within work. I mean, within the workouts that we do on Saturdays. But we also give the parents, we kind of we try to get the parents to stick around once the workouts is over. They kind of, some parents have questions about how they've been doing. So
Right.
we kind of give them, the parents, like, okay, well, this is what we see, this is what we're gonna do, this is what we think they should do when they get home, as much as possible. So I know we got a kid with my older son, his best friend, he came to work out a few times. He didn't know how to shoot at all. So I gave him a basketball. I know me and coach had talked to him and told him, you can move your feet on defense a little bit, but you want to be a shooter, this is how you have to shoot. You have to have your hands the right way, get your form lined up and things of that nature. So I don't know if he done it that much at home, but a few times, he would have his hands set right when he shoot. Even though, some kids are scared, they might rush the shot, whatever the case be, his placement might be right, but a shot just might be all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
It's might either a scared, a
Mm-hmm.
hard push, or a crazy air
Mm-hmm.
ball, or whatever the case may be. But I think it was like 3 weeks ago we played at the church we had went to that time.
Yeah.
I think it was something like that, and he knocked down some threes. Like he like 3 or 4 threes back to back, and I haven't seen him play ball since like a few months
That's
ago.
because I left him open. I
So
left him open, coach.
yeah,
I was guarding him.
coach,
I left him
coach
open. I
is
let him
guarding,
shoot. I want to see
yeah,
what he
coach is
had.
guarding.
He
Yeah,
did his
he
thing
knocked
though.
down some
He
threes,
knocked
so
him down.
he still remembered. He still remember, the placement of the hands and lining up. But it just takes time. This stuff is not something that that most kids can just get overnight.
Yeah.
All these kids gotta realize, this is gonna take time, and get the parents to understand that, if you're gonna invest in your kid, then you gotta really invest in your kid, because by you doing that, you're blessing your kid with the opportunity to learn from some people that have some experience and some knowledge of the game, even though we're still learning the game too as we're going. But you know, it's always lessons to be taught. Like no
Mm-hmm.
matter, it's always lessons to be taught. It's always something the kids can learn, no matter if it's from a bad situation or a good situation to get better than, better than what it already is.
Right.
But all kids need to know, like, you just gotta work. That's all to it. You gotta work. And the parents gotta understand, like I said, they invest in these kids, and you gotta put these kids to work as well. Don't have them in the house playing video games. You invest in these kids, so you don't want to waste your investment. Not saying like like the props or nothing like that, but you put the money into the program.
Mm-hmm.
You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
you gotta put in the work. So that's what it is.
Hey, Queasy, can I piggyback off my coach right quick?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we got 9 minutes. That flow.
We have some players, that really, really want to learn this thing. Really want to learn basketball, and we send them videos.
Yeah.
I mean, we let them. We tell them, Coach and I, we're students of the game too. I mean, I'll be 54 in June, and I'm still a student of the game because the game changes.
Right.
So we have to change along with the game. We're always going to be students of the game, and I remind my son, when he doesn't want to work hard, I say, listen, you chose basketball. Basketball didn't choose you.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. So you got to treat it like a girl. You say you love her, you got to show it. You got to show basketball you love it.
Yeah.
And all we can be is as example setters for these kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Me and my coach, we talk about it all the time. If we could take all our passion and love for this and put it in a bottle and tell them to drink it, say, hey, you'll have the passion if you drink it. Then we would. Yeah. But the reality is you have to find your own passion. your own desire to play this game. You have to fall in love with the game. And I know I'm thankful that my son he's getting to that point. You know what I mean? My coach's son, he's getting to that point. You know, so now it's like now we can push them. You know, we can really push them, and we tell the parents same thing: push your kids, push them. There's nothing wrong with you telling them, look, pick up a basketball, go outside.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something right quick. I'm gonna tell you the rule of 100, and this is for everybody, but mainly for our kids. The rule of 100 is if you spend 100 hours and you break that, and once you break 100 hours down, that's 18 minutes a day. You spend 18 minutes a day on any discipline. And for our kids, it's basketball. You spend 18 minutes a day doing anything with basketball, passing, dribbling, just shooting the ball up in the air, put the ball down, do defensive drills, work on your footwork, work on your balance, all of that. If you spend 18 minutes a day, you'll be 90% better than the world. And that's the rule of 100.
It's powerful. Man, that's powerful, man.
Yeah, man.
People asking like, yo, how to do this, because I got a cousin of mine back home, y'all. He does a lot of recruiting and stuff, you know, like in areas where what you and Coach Lamar mentioned earlier about not being able to have them type of opportunities that they have now. Because I'm talking about these kids have a chance to broadcast their talents on social media. Oh, you got to get a camera on. You can be just shooting, throwing a ball, whatever you do, and people are watching. It's that simple, but you got to put in the work. Like I was saying back the other day, I got a cousin of mine, and his name is Jaden Daniels down in Commerce, Georgia, for Commerce Tigers. And I remember what you said, Coach Carlton. He took my cousin out of school because one of the coaches was just like, oh, you know, we're going to have him just, you know, doing stuff on the practice squad and running these drills and stuff. And when he seen the direction his son was going in, he pulled him immediately and placed him where he was going to actually work for him. And since then, man, it's been one of the best decisions for him. And with both of y'all being, you know, fathers at that, not just black fathers, but fathers at that, that's a big commitment, being able to raise up your kids and your sons on how they should, you know what I'm saying, carry themselves as men and move out here like we talked about before. Because now how I see things now, going back to what Coach Lamar said about them being on the video games, I had little cousins that wasted their talent just from playing the game. They content. They're not uncomfortable. I've even invited them to come here and check out the Carolinas, but it's just like they're cool with staying back home in a small town and just, you know, doing whatever they do. And I'm just like, that's y'all, that's fine, man. But, you know, I presented the opportunity to y'all, so it's up to you to really want it.
You know, a perfect, you know, an example of what you just said is the same way in basketball. These kids want to play checkers with basketball. They want to jump over the fundamentals and just go out there and just run around on the court and do whatever they want to do, you know, thinking that they the best thing since sliced bread. You know what I mean? And that's not what it is. You know, you can't skip over the fundamentals. You know what I mean? You just can't automatically just go out there and just thinking you know everything. And so you cool with how you are, thinking that that's going to get you somewhere. You know, and that's what we tell these kids. You got to start from the fundamentals. You know, I mean, a lot of these kids don't even know what intangibles are in basketball. You know, boxing out and setting screens and moving out the ball. You know, we got a lot of our kids standing around the ball watch. You know, they just want the ball so he can shoot. You know, and it's like, you know, we have to show them different. And they don't like it. You know, because it's uncomfortable. Yeah, but you have to be uncomfortable to get comfortable. You know, and that's what it is. Like you were saying with your cousins, you know, they're comfortable. You know what I mean? They're comfortable in how they are and the way things are. You know what I mean? And they're comfortable. And to be uncomfortable is a good feeling. You know, you have to be a strong individual to deal with being uncomfortable. Believe me, I know. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you know, you learn how to get comfortable. You know what I mean? But that's something that you have to learn how to be. You have to learn how to be comfortable, but you got to get comfortable first. It's like changing your jump shot. It's going to be ugly at first. Your hand not going to feel right, you know? But my answer to that is, you know what I'm talking about. But see, my answer to that is, okay, so why not try it our way? Yeah, it's ugly, but you shooting bricks, and that's just being honest with a kid who doesn't know, who thinks he knows how to shoot, but your shot is not going in. So just try it our way, and don't do it 2 times and just forget about it. Keep on doing it to get comfortable with it.
Right.
You know, get the mechanics right. You know what I mean? Move your feet the right way. You know what I mean? Learn how to pass the ball. Some kids even have a hard time just passing the ball. You know, those are basic fundamentals that a lot of kids just want to skip over, you know, but you need those.
Yeah.
My son said he watched a podcast that LeBron was on, and LeBron said that these kids these days, all they want is, you know, put moves in their bag. You know, they want to put moves in their bag. You know, they don't want to learn the fundamentals. He asked me what I thought about it. I said, that's the truth. Yeah. You know, now don't get me wrong there's a lot of kids that put in a lot of work. Right. You know what I mean? But, you know, around here, it's rare.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's our job to build those kids up to be that type of workhorse, to be that type of person who puts in the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, we want these kids to go and try out for their middle school teams and make their middle school teams, make their high school teams. Yeah. So they can go back and the coach is like, hey, you can play. You know, who taught you how to play? Well, we went to this program, University City Wildcats. You know, and then we can tell the coach, well, coach, why don't you bring your kids in the offseason, bring your kids to our program so they all can get better. Talk with the parents.
Yeah, make it make sense, man. I love the fact that y'all are so passionate. I hear it in both of y'all voices about what y'all have going on. I hear this, what y'all been doing for years, and it's been impacting the community, you know, within itself, man. And you know, with closing, let me ask y'all this: where can everybody find y'all? Where can the audience find y'all off of this podcast on here if they want to reach out to you and Coach Lamar?
Right back from me. On Facebook, you reach basically Lamar Reid, FNFKV. That's my Facebook, or just FNFKV on Instagram. You know, you seen it on there. That's basically the only 2 I'm on. So I got my business logo on right now. So I mean, you know, but that's what that's what
right there.
Everybody finds me on.
I see.
Yeah. I mean to put my coach shirt on, but I was kind of caught up doing the customer.
I got you. I got your back, coach. I got your back, coach.
You got it.
Yeah, I'm glad I got rocking y'all brand so they can know what's going on. They can actually know what it is, man, and they can actually come through and shop with y'all too as well, man, because we all need the support more than anything. And, you know, I really do appreciate y'all coming on my podcast, man, and really sharing what y'all got going on out here, not just within the community, but within the world itself, man. And let's keep it going, man. We could probably do one of these again, man, because I know it's a lot more y'all want to drop. You know what I mean? That people
hey, one more thing right quick. You can also go on our University City Wildcats Facebook page. You can go on there, check out the videos, check out the posts, like it. You know what I mean? It's definitely there. We got quotes there. You know, we got Kobe Bryant quotes. You know what I mean? We got a lot. We got drills. We
show footage of the drills on there.
That's it. That's it right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
man.